Welcome to this next episode of the Beloved Miracles Couples Project. Today I'm reaching from Norway to Irvine, California, USA. Hello, Showleh and Davoud.
Hi, Timothy.
Hey.
How are you?
Doing very well. Let me do a brief introduction of you. Showleh and Davoud Derogar are members of the American Board of Neuro-Linguistic Programming, the American Board of NLP Coaching, the American Board of Hypnotherapy, and the Timeline Therapy Association. Showleh and Davoud, where does your story begin?
Well, our story, as it comes to what we do, to the coaching that we do, comes together from me being involved in internet marketing and wanting to help others. And it comes from my background also being in charity and always wanting to help others. So in doing that, and Davoud being a teacher, so both of us are very passionate about helping others and making a difference. And someone mentioned NLP, and we both we believe in improving ourselves and improving our environment and improving the world. So we both got involved with NLP, and that's where our story started with our coaching. As far as being together, our story goes way back.
Well, my story begins from this, that I come very briefly from extremely poor family, and I resented that all of my life. And I was looking for a way to help anybody. Basically, my concentration was that they don't have the opportunity. So I became a teacher, and it did answer some of the thing I wanted. But when I met her, then I said, I have a big bang in my life, and I'm embarrassed to bring it up with the friends even. But I felt confident with her. I'm waiting for a big bang to happen in my life. And what happened, she guided me through NLP, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, which is, honestly, I call it miracle science. Albert Einstein said, either everything is miracle or there is no miracle. I believe she was my miracle to guide me to get where I am. Let me tell you this, one thing, we do therapy with people. We do the gentleman that has been in Iraq and Afghanistan. He said for 10 years he's in and out of hospital with psychiatrists. With 2 sessions of timeline therapy, he said he's done. He did not want to come back. I am serious. I am serious.
That is
a big
miracle.
bang. That is my life big bang. I'm 61. I'm so happy this has happened in my life. So I was right. Once you have it in your mind, as NLP said, it becomes reality. And if you stay with it, think about it, positivity. But it happened through her. That's what I have to say about being coupled. Become in union. First, you have to have union within. Then you can have it next to somebody that guides you through. I am serious. I would not be where I am without her. And I owe my life to her.
I think we owe each other.
Right.
That
was my story, shortly.
We owe each other.
So, I mean, just to hear the together, very often here we say together or not at all. And you guys, I mean, we don't even need to say it because I can hear it, I can feel it, I can see it.
Thank you. That's our story.
Yeah, and the mathematics, right? When I try to get analytical, sometimes the brain wants to make sense of things, which is never possible, but it still tries. You know, right? The mathematics is like 1 + 1 = 1, right? One really, 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 like you said, a big bang, 1.
I believe, as far as brain goes, as much as logical we think it should be, with the logic, we also judge or prejudge. The heart does not do that. The heart is pure, 100% love. When the mother in middle of the night, baby cries, gets up, logically she has to possibly work the next day. She shouldn't, but it is the love that wakes her up so she can nurse her baby. So it is our job, when you have union of heart first, then takes over the judgment of brain I think we can have a better life.
I know we will have a better life.
And the world can also be more harmonious, balanced.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
You guys remind me of a phrase that I still right. Sometimes we hear things that we need to ponder and ponder. There's never really an answer, but it's like a spark to a fire. And you're bringing one to mind right now. I'd like to share, and it's in the context of, you know, usually a man and a woman in marriage, maybe mother and father, right? They've co-created. Like in my case with my wife, you know, we have a 7-year-old son, and then it's this idea, you know, that of course we don't lose our individuality. We continue to be who we are, even in a union as a couple. And yet at the same time, right, there's like a third, right? There's the two of us, and then there's like something that is right, us. Yes, exactly. And in that category, right, this what we are together in kind of a thing that's even separate from us. It's a phrase that I've heard, so I'll share that with you. We are, maybe it's a calling or a mission to be a single cell in the heart of God.
Yeah,
I like that. It's
that.
New concept for me. I need to think about it. But I used to teach mathematics. I want to say something related to that. In logic and mathematics, 1 + 1 is 2, correct?
Yes.
But with love, 1 + 1 is a bigger 1.
Yes.
And that is what I go with. You see, it is not, life is not pure logic and mathematics. As Albert Einstein says, with logic, you can go from A to B. With imagination, which is part of creative love, you can go anywhere you want. You can only lift basically twice as much as your weight. But with your imagination, as one of the philosophers, Greek philosopher, give me, I forgot the name, give me a lever, I will lift the world. But now, where you stand on is you're standing on your partner's shoulder to lift the board, to lift yourself, to become united as one.
Wow. You're giving me more things to be pondering and pondering and pondering. I love it.
Thanks for the compliment. I take compliments. Thank you.
Fantastic. So if we bring this word system, we discussed it a little bit before we started to record, and I mean in the broadest sense. How does that play into this love and this union of together or not at all? Can you guys share with me, like, where did you even first start to notice systems being at play in what you're doing?
Well, like you said, it's a very broad subject. I can relate to system as us and our relationship, and that is a system itself. So the system, at first, it may not be working together, but as you put the pieces together to create a bigger system, I think in relationships, you put them, you start, it's like a puzzle. The system is like a puzzle. You just keep moving the pieces until it fits together and it becomes a whole. So for me, that's the meaning of the system. And I relate it back to our relationship, to what we do, to the mission that we have, to helping other people. And I'll let Davoud say, well, what he looks at it as system.
Before knowing NLP, to me, so far, the science changes basically every 11 months. Our mechanical science changes. And actually, I believe Bill Gates has said we're going to make that shorter. Everything is changing. As in Taoism says, you cannot walk the same river twice, meaning the water passes over you, your step would not be the same place. I used to think, well, I have a master's degree and I finished teacher's credential with UCLA. Good enough, I like it. But I used to think I'm intelligent when I know collectively what I do for myself. But with NLP, I learned ecology. Ecology is you are intelligent when you consider the other people, to start with your partner, what is good for them, what I'm doing, is it good for her too? I honestly never before realized that. I might have done some of it automatically, but with NLP, it brings to the awareness. Once you are aware of it, even if you don't want to act on it, it comes to the surface. So it pokes you in the body, like I said, 50 trillion cells. What are you doing? Are you considering ecology of yourself first? Then your loved one, then your friends, then the environment, all of that.
Planet.
If everybody, they asked Mahatma Gandhi, you have come to liberate India. He says, I have no such a plan. They said, what is your plan? He says, I'm going to change myself and see if other people want. That is called pure ecology, and it works a lot better with less resistance. As we know, Mahatma Gandhi was not about fighting. It was about love and no resistance. That is the ecology. I should have no resistance with me. I should consider what the action I'm taking. Is it good for her too? And then that's not it. Is it good for friends? Is it good for society? Is it good for animals, right? So then that is the system. If we operate on, the world is gonna be perfect. I might add, as bad as some media is about separation, I honestly don't believe that. I think that actually with cause, we come closer as we see. We are union. Love, as Rumi says, take over everything. Martin Luther King said it better. If there is something wrong, there was no love in there. Put the love in the equation, it will take care of it. I really believe. Let me tell you, I would love, I'm a teacher, I can talk, I apologize.
He likes to talk.
One more thing. There was a old Persian, they called it Hakim, meaning doctor. They asked him, what is the best remedy for anything? He said, love. This is long time ago.
My husband
I'm sorry,
is very sensitive.
I get emotional. Listen to what answer says. Said, if it doesn't cure the problem, what you do? He said, increase the dosage.
Yeah.
That truly, I'm reducing physical pain of chronic pain of people with just talking. That I'm not criticizing. We should have doctors physically to take care of us, but emotionally sometimes they do not look at the love part of emotional. I've released pain on many people that the doctors couldn't do. Why? Because they didn't ask the person, what is holding you back emotionally? As soon as I went to that, I'm not saying in all the cases, I'm saying we should look at love as a solution, like Hakim said from Iran long time ago. Increasing the dosage will take care of everything that we have.
Yes. Right. I mean, it is the ripple in the pond, and that pond is not two-dimensional flat the way most of us think. Oh, we just threw the stone in the pond. It's spherical, right? I mean, it goes in every direction, and it goes through every medium, not just the water rippling out. It's rippling out through the air. It's rippling out through the earth to the other side of the earth, and right. I mean, as we're measuring the galaxy still expanding, it clearly has no end, does it, Davoud?
No.
We
We are the universe within
In,
and outside.
Yeah.
Said
Yeah.
Rumi 800 years ago, just about.
Brilliant. And that doctor, right? Any doctor treating a patient really needs to ask the same question of themselves, don't they, as a healer, if they really believe in wholeness being an answer to healing, that are they loving themselves, right? Are they in the role of the server with enough love, like a cup overflowing, right? That they can inspire their patient to love themselves. And then we can have this spherical rippling out, not of the bad news, as you said, of media focus on probably 1% or less of what's going on this planet. And we think that's the news.
Right.
That's not,
Because they repeat it so much, your energy goes where your focus goes. So if you watch in the news, the focus is in bad thing, guess what? That's where your energy went.
Everything in your body.
When I look at it, I say, well, the love will come out of this, and it always does. It always
doesn't it? I mean, I've heard it said that if we see a problem, we're standing too close to it. We simply need to step back and give it more space. And we'll see that there's actually, right? There's actually not a problem at all. The problem was we were too close to it.
Go up. Go up. And
Can
then
I add one thing to relate to that? I do a lot of training on stress and help the client with the stress. I say the things you love is close to you. The thing you don't like is far away from you. When the stress come close to you, as you say, hit it. I don't want you out. Relax.
Breathe.
In 2 minutes, you can get rid of any kind of stress, I guarantee.
Yeah. Yeah. And belief. Can you say a little bit about that, Davoud and Showleh? I mean, at what point do you almost bump up against, if someone doesn't believe it, then it can't happen? Is that a fair statement?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Everybody, we believe that everybody has the resources within them. Okay. And if you believe that you have the resources within you, then you do have a belief. Then it will work for you. What's the best for you? To believe that it does work for you or that it doesn't work for you?
And I think I'm also hearing.
So whatever that, whether they believe it or not, but when you present it to them that way, when you reframe it that way, they change their belief because they know what's best for them. We don't know what's best for them, for anybody. Everybody knows what's best for them. And once you look at it in that view, yes, the belief changes without us doing anything. They change their own belief.
Right.
Go ahead. I just wanted to interject quick. Would it be fair to say, listening to what you just said now, would it be fair to say that your belief almost sparks their own belief?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If I don't believe in you, in what you're doing, it's a good thing. Okay. The behavior that I will have for you, it would reflect on that. So my belief is that you know what's best for you. And I believe that you will change your belief when you need to. So as long as I believe in you, that will carry over to you and you will see what's best for you.
I give you a clear example. I have had few actually, because NLP is 35 years old, or timeline therapy, new science. Some people haven't even heard of it. But when we bring it up, they practically, let me tell you exactly, I'm gonna say flat out, I don't believe this garbage. It does not matter. Actually, these are the most beautiful people. Listen, if you have a rapport with somebody believes it, you haven't done much, have you? So you went with the flow. The challenge is to talk to them saying, it doesn't matter you believe it or not. But for example, if you have a trauma, I can get rid of it. Is that gonna be beneficiary to you? What do you think their answer is gonna be?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Would you give me a chance to show you? What do you have to lose? You have few minutes. Why, if it worked for you, would that work for you? Play the role. Yeah, would that work for you?
Yes, absolutely.
So that it says you can reframe anybody.
Yes.
If there was lack of rapport, it is you that didn't create the rapport. The other person had it. You are an NLP practitioner. They are not. So you got to create that rapport. It's your responsibility, not theirs. Innocent until proven guilty. So you are the judge, you are the lawyer, defender, everything. I honestly, when I started in beginning, I did not know that. If they said, I don't believe it, I let it go. Later on, I went, sit down, analyzed it. I said, how can I create a better environment that everybody, either they believe it or not, they can use it easily and effortlessly? I'm serious. I have reframed people in 2-3 sentences. Bam! You got it.
And so you said the words. Oh, I'm sorry, Showleh.
whatever that you believe, it's going to project, and people respond to that.
Yeah, and Davoud, I heard just now you use the word environment, and this is key, isn't it? There's something that we don't pay much attention to often about how powerful our environment is to our experience, right? I find human beings are maybe better understood as a seed in nature. Now, what does a seed need? It just needs the right environment, right? It needs the earth, it needs the moisture, it needs some warmth, it knows where the sun is coming from, and then the magic, right? The magic
will happen.
Yes, you're bringing
absolutely.
up exactly same thing, Dr. Milton Erickson. In the 50s, somebody went to see him about diet, about anything but the tomato. That's very famous. He said a seed knows how much water to observe, how much nutrition to observe with the sun to become a
needs a good
tomato.
Soil.
So the man went confused with the metaphor. He was going crazy. Metaphor can create the curiosity in your mind. So he thought about, he means I know what to do. So simply, you can, with a simple seed and good nutrition, which is our
right
beautiful words of NLP and timeline therapy, everybody can go toward love.
Beautiful, beautiful. So now if we focus on couples, as you guys beautifully represent between the two of you, and yeah, you're welcome. And we imagine the couples, because our audience, as I'm choosing to emphasize it, and of course there are many single individuals as well who can benefit from this, but if we now take this topic and this conversation to couples, what advice would you guys, from your rich experience and professional understanding and wisdom, what advice would you have for couples who are building together?
My advice, whether they're husband and wife, whether they are partners, whatever they are, mother and child, your family members, if you keep the highest intention in mind and keep that agreement, okay, you will always, always win. It's only when we go into details, and we've had that ourselves, that when you go into specifics and details, you lose sight of that highest intention of what is it, why is it that you two came together? Like I said, whether it's in business, personal relationship, husband and wife, whatever it is, why did you get together? Keep your eye on the ball. So whenever that you get into disagreements, whenever that you're getting away from what your purpose was, step out and look at the big picture. Once you go to the big picture, you realize what your highest intentions are. Why did you come together as a partner? Why did you get into business together? Why did you get married? Why do you have the relationship that you have? Once you keep your eye on that and you go away from the specific, then the agreement will come in and you'll stay together. And you can come down and get a specific, but as long as you keep that agreement. And once you see the agreement is breaking, go back up, step out and go back up and look at the big picture.
I would say Virginia Satir and the social psychologist that did lots of marriage counselor, as you know, NLP models excellence. She was one of the people they modeled.
She modeled, yeah.
She always said, when there is a problem, look at the good times. Like I said, if you put your energy in the bad time, when a client comes to me, she says, I'm depressed, I'm sad, immediately I say, because right now you are thinking about bad thing. You know, we can change the state by switching it. The event, it doesn't matter. I'm a very honest person. If you were in my shoes right now, you would be shaken, afraid. But I'm always saying there is a reason for it. Good thing is gonna come out of it. And with that energy, I look at things. I do not look at negative part of it. As I believe one of the philosophers said, the suffering and happiness is around you. Whichever you choose is gonna be with you. As also Indian Native American said, there are two wolves in you. If the grandkid asks, which one is gonna win? The ones you feed into. That is the main principle of relationship. Look, my daddy, as I said, my pappy said, Just putting it funny. Look at the 5 fingers. They are different. Every one of us think differently. I do not force my idea on her. She shouldn't force it on me. We should talk about common grounds and let the other person have a room. Eventually, they will see the greatness in themselves and in ours, and everything would fall in place. Pushing. There was a neurologist, lady neurologist, said, my daughter was mad at me, closed the door so hard, if I put my arm in there, would have caught it, and that hurt me. But she says, I didn't say don't do it. When you use negation, they do exactly what it is. That's another NLP. I said, honey, you could have done better job. Slam it harder. And she heard the girl, 13 years old, crying, saying, Mommy, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. Sometimes there is a situation, one can win, one can lose. Both can lose.
Win-win
and
situation.
win-win situation is NLP and love. In love, both sides win. Do not look at it, I should win, I am right. That is a losing part. By you winning, the other side may lose. Look at it. What can I do? She wins, I win. With that, you will always have that win-win situation.
That's
Wow.
how it works.
It's so beautiful. I mean, now it becomes musical for me, what you're
I love
describing.
you. I love you.
Yeah, I mean, an opus, right? This word opus is like when the music all comes together in a unity, right? All the instruments, all the different sounds can come together in that moment of crescendo. And again, for some reason, this idea of a single cell in the heart, right? The heart of God, right, would have a beat, a rhythm, a beat to it, a tone. And I'll give you a couple more that just, they're words, phrases that I've been blessed to hear that just keep going round and round because they're worth thinking about. Another one is sound. Sound is the mother of light, and light is love in motion.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that means, but just thinking about it, I can imagine this idea of a single cell in the heart of God being like the sun, right? And there must be a mother that created that light, and then the sun is the love, right? Coming to a place like Earth that allows the seeds to know that it's time to do their beloved miracle of sprouting.
True.
True. Very true.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. I think we're about done on time because I know you have an appointment to get on to. I want us to come together again. Do you guys give your word? We'll come together again. And
love that.
There's something more here. Yeah, there's something more here.
Enjoyed seeing you and talking to you. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Namaste and love.
Namaste.
Thank you so much from Norway. So for now, signing off, I'll say thank you so much, Showleh and Davoud.
Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure.
Pleasure. Have a fantastic day.